Rolling Stones style at the time the band was set up by the British government for one of the most infamous drug busts of all time. So it's 1967, and the Stones are on top of the world after the release of one of their biggest hits ever recorded, Satisfaction. Every girl in the world wanted them, and every guy wanted to be them. And the British government was fearful over the influence they had on the nation's youth. So they hired an amateur actor named David Snyderman, aka the Acid King, to help change the nation's love for the Rolling Stones by catching them in an illegal act. So the government, they had secret intel that Keith Richards would be throwing a party at his mansion in England, and thought it would be the perfect time to set up a drug bust and show the world the trouble you get into when you act like the Stones. So on February 12th, 1967, the Acid King, packed with a briefcase full of drugs and the address to Keith Richards' mansion, set off on his mission. So after he shows up at the party, the band, not knowing who this stranger is, confronts him, to which the Acid King easily gets on their good side by handing them drugs. Next thing you know, there's a knock on the door. Keith Richards is so high on LSD, he opens it to see 24 cops ready to search the house. Every inch and item on the property was searched, aside from the Acid King's briefcase full of drugs. Now, while the band was being arrested, they witnessed the Acid King telling the police that the briefcase was full of film and it would be ruined if it was exposed to sunlight, so they couldn't touch it. And without any questions, the police just let him walk. Of course, the Stones were instantly suspicious, so in the following years, the band publicly spoke up about their suspicion that the Acid King was sent to set them up, and in 2010, their suspicions were put to rest when the Acid King finally came forward admitting to the world that the drug bust was, in fact, all planned by the British government. That's The Dirt. I'm April Rose. Here's the Stones now, and this is Steve Gorman Rocks.
This is Steve Gorman. Thanks for tuning in to Steve Gorman Rocks on I-95.